morning. Good morning. I'm James Williams, Dean of the Seton College of Business, and it's my pleasure to invite you here this morning to welcome you to Grand Valley State University and to a continuation of the economic analyses that we began last night over at Fountain Street Church. Seems that I just said good night to many of you last night, and so it's good to say good morning again. Before we get started, what I'd like to do is what my colleague taught me last night. Cell phones, I'm going to turn mine off, and we'll ask you to do the same, please. Well, the first thing we'd like to do is just to get started with the introductions. But before we do, I'd like to recognize the benefactors of this Peter Secchia breakfast. So I'll ask Peter and Joan to please stand so that we can recognize you and show our appreciation for your great generosity. What I'd like to do now is just stand down quickly and ask my good colleague, Gleaves Whitney, who is the director of the Hauenstein Center for Presidential Studies, to please come up and get us started.
Last night was such a great success, and we're very proud of this partnership. Whenever you get three names together, let me tell you, these three names being Seidman, Secchia, and Hauenstein, you know something good's going to happen, because these are three individuals, three families really in this community who have made such a difference. And I'm very proud of the fact that Dean Williams, Peter Secchia, Ralph Hauenstein, and those of us who work in their names, their honor, are able to put together a program such as the one you're enjoying today. It's my pleasure to introduce our keynoter this morning. Brian Domitrovic holds a PhD from Harvard University, and he asked me to hold up his most recent book, Econoclasts, which is available outside now. Now, Brian did a great service in this book. I started reading it, and what's amazing about it, no one has told the story of really, this could be called the beginnings of the Reagan Revolution, really, in a sense. And no one had written this story this way, so I highly commend this book to you. Let me tell you a little bit about Brian. He's originally from Pittsburgh. He got a bachelor's degree in mathematics and economics at Columbia University before going to Harvard. And then he went to Sam Houston State University outside of Houston, Texas, where he teaches. Houston's my hometown, so we have a neat connection there. And he's learning that Houston has snow regularly, once every 14 years. But what I'd like to do at this point now is invite Brian to come up and talk about his book. And he will challenge us, I think, very much and set the tone for today's debate. Brian.